The Sea Power for Africa Symposium is currently underway in Cape Town. That event brings together naval leaders, defense experts, policymakers, and industry stakeholders from across the continent and, in fact, the rest of the world. The gathering itself has just gotten underway. Let me just take a quick glance to get you a sense of what might be taking place. All right, so Vanessa Puna is actually our reporter on the story, and she'll get us a better sense of what's taking place there now. Vanessa joining us live, and perhaps, Vanessa, you can help us place the significance of this gathering, because we don't always speak about the South African Navy, or perhaps where we fit with the rest of the world.
Ayanda, yes, good morning to you. And of course, hosted by the SA Navy, about 35 countries are being represented here at the Sea Power for Africa Symposium 2024. Just a short while ago, we came out of a media briefing with representatives, including the Minister of Defence and Military Veterans, as well as the Chief of Navy, Vice Admiral Mondelo Bise, about the challenges facing our Navy, but also navies across the African continent, and what exactly the symposium will mean in terms of maritime safety, national safety and security, as well as the protection of ocean resources. Very warm good morning to you, sir. So yes, we've spoken about the reason why the symposium is happening. We've spoken about the challenges facing navies, not just here in South Africa, but also in the rest of the continent. Those challenges for us, and I think funding has been named as one of the biggest challenges to face not just African navies, but navies generally.
Thank you very much for this question. Africa presently has a major challenge in terms of being not having the ability to secure our continent in the maritime domain environment. So we're convening here today since the last symposium was held in 2019 to come and strategize and come up with solutions as African chiefs of navies in terms of how do we intensify and improve the security of the African continent. Because as you know, all of us are dependent on trade through the sea. 90% of world trade passes through the African continent and 70% by volume just in our own continent. Now with the destabilization of maritime trade within the Red Sea, that trade now comes through us, goes via the entire African continent. So we need, as African chiefs of navies, to come together and make sure that we come up with plans and solutions, as well as resources that can actually help improve the security of this region and of the continent. The issues of illegal fishing for South Africa alone, for plus minus 6 billion rand. You can imagine in the rest of Africa how much that is. In terms of human trafficking, it also happens within our continent. The issues of drug trafficking happens within our continent. We need means and tools to be able, ships and submarines, to be able to keep Africa safe from any illegal activities that is actually taking place within our continent. So that is the main reason we are gathered here today as Chief of the Navies, to strategize and come up with solutions, African solutions, which are not dictated to by our friendly partners. Our friendly nations must come and join us at sea, not us going there to join them at sea. So our governments need to give us all the resources that we require. What the South African Navy is facing in terms of underfunding, it's not only affecting us, it is a general cry within the African continent. Hence, you find that many partners from outside the Mother Africa are actually always in our territorial load. We want that it must be South Africa as well as the rest of the African continent that is taking charge of our own backyard.
So just in a nutshell, once the symposium is concluded, is there a memorandum of understanding that gets signed? Is there a draft sort of, I don't know, document that says this is what has been agreed at the symposium and this is how we carry on forward?
On completion of this symposium, definitely there is going to be an agreement that will be signed, taking us forward in terms of achieving all what we've actually discussed in here, coming up with plans. Hopefully, by the next symposium, we'll be able to report back to the plenary and say that this is what we've agreed in 2024 in South Africa. This is how far we've gone. You know that we do have regional collaborations, SADC, as well as in the West Coast. As South Africa, we're about to sign a memorandum of agreement as well with Namibia and Angola to make sure that we cooperate in that sphere. There was a SADC Maritime Security Strategy that was signed in 2014, which spoke exactly in terms of what we are presently doing and what we did as South Africa in the Mozambique Channel. And now, coming towards the end of this year, I'm also deploying a Matola to go to Mozambique Channel to go and continue with those patrol. As you recall, there was a Paris attack in 2014, in 2010. South Africa came in and stabilized that region, because we understand that should Mozambique be destabilized, it will affect the economic flow to South Africa. So we need to come up with security solutions to prevent this crime from coming to our territorial.
Thank you so much for your time. Of course, the Vice Admiral Mondi Lubisi, Chief of the South African Navy, just giving us a summary of the importance of the symposium of this nature, highlighting the issue around drugs, issues around human trafficking, issues around national security, not just for South Africa, but for countries on the continent, and how the various navies can come together, pooling resources, pooling information, pooling experiences, to ensure that the safety is achieved around the African continent.
Right, Vanessa Puna, for that reporting. Thanks very much indeed. Vanessa is live to us there from Cape Town in the Western Cape.